You are welcome. This is Margaret Asah TV, and I am Look for Margaret. This is a community where we help builders find their calling, build their businesses, and scale enduring enterprises. So, this is where we talk about business, we talk about purpose, we talk about manufacturing operations, business growth, and what have you. If you are just joining us, please tell us where you're joining us from and what business you are building. You can share this live with an entrepreneur. And if you're watching the replay, you can just put hashtag replay in the comments. Yeah. So tell me, what has been your biggest challenge this year? This is the second half of the year. This is July 24th. So, what has been the greatest challenge? What has been your greatest challenge this year? What has been your greatest challenge this year so far? Is it finding customers? Is it consistency? Is it keeping up with consistency? Is it being consistent? Is it staying consistent? Is it managing your time? Is it building systems, or is it monetizing? What has been your greatest challenge this year? Come on, put it up, put it up, put it up. Yeah, put it up. What has been your greatest challenge so far? What has been your greatest challenge? You can ask me questions ranging from business. You can ask me questions from calling, from business. You can ask questions from personal branding. You can ask me about operations. You can ask me about manufacturing. You can ask me about media. You can ask me about publishing. So, what is that question? What is that question? Go hit it on, go type it in the comments. Go type it in the comments. What is that question? What is that question you've been trying to figure out? What are those things you've been struggling to find out? Go and write it down, put it down in the comments. I want to see those questions. I want to see those questions about calling, business, time management, operations, publishing, media, manufacturing, personal branding. What are those things are you trying to build? And what is the question I'm asking you? So today we're not teaching. I'm not going to teach today. Today is all about you. It's all about you, right? I want to hear from you. What has been your greatest challenge this year? What has been your greatest challenge this year? Is it time management? Is it taking your business serious, or is it scaling? Is it monetizing? Is it staying consistent? What is that challenge? What is that challenge? Is it finding customers? What has been the challenge? Is it building systems? What is that challenge? I want to hear from you. Let's talk. So before we continue, and the questions start rolling up, before the questions start rolling up, I want to start asking some questions that I've gotten over the weeks, over some months now. I've been having some questions, some entrepreneurs come and I get those questions in my DMs, in consulting and all of that. So I just want to start asking those, answering them, right? I just want to start answering them before your questions start coming. So the first question here is, how do I know which business idea to pursue? How do I know? Someone asks, Margaret, how do I know which business idea to pursue? Then my answer would be, how do you know which business idea to pursue? What is that one? What is that hanging fruit? What is that thing that has been, you know, that this business has um it has a timeline, it has an outcome, it will satisfy people, it has customers, it has an audience. This business has people, right? Those people, this business, how do I know which business idea to pursue? You should pursue the business that you know you have a love for. You know that you can do it any day, anytime, without being forced. Now, that is the kind of business to pursue. The business that you can do effortlessly, that you won't be forced to do. That is number one. The second thing to know which business idea to pursue. Does that business have an audience? Does that business have customer um potency? Does it have a customer availability? Does it have demand? Does that business have demand? Is there demand in the markets for that business? Because you don't just want to go into a business where you want to have profit, there is no demand for the business, and there is no guarantee that this business will last for 5, 10 years to come. So you don't just go into a business, you must have a strategy for that business. If that business won't last for long, if that business is going to be short term, then you shouldn't be going into such a business. So you go into a business that you will do long term. You should go into a business because you have a plan. You should go into a business because there is demand. You do your market research because there is demand for that business idea. There is demand for that business, right? That is how to know which business to go into, so you won't make a wrong decision. You won't start a wrong business entirely. That is that for the first question. The second question I am going to answer now is, can I have multiple gifts and succeed? Margaret, someone is asking, Margaret, can I have multiple gifts and succeed? Of course, you can have multiple gifts and succeed, but you must first learn the principle um of compartmentalizing your gift. Like, your gift should have compartments. You should be able to categorize them, right? Can I have multiple gifts and succeed? You should know the one to do now, the one that you should be doing now, and the one that should come up in the next 3 months, and the one that should come up in the next 6 months, the one that should come up in the next 7 to 8 months, the one that should be coming up in 12 months to come. It is quite okay to have multiple gifts. You never gave yourself those gifts, right? God gave them to you. You didn't give yourself a gift. No one, you won't give yourself that gift, but God gave it to you because He has a reason for that gift. Some of the mistake we make is that we think we are the owner of the gift. We think because we can do 10 to 20 things, that means we have the right to choose. No, you do not have the right to choose when you never gave yourself those gifts. You remember what happened in the book of Luke when the master came and he gave the talents. He gave one, he gave two, he gave, 3, and all of that. And the other one in in um in the other book of the New Testament says that the master gave one to each and every one of them, right? The master gave one. And I believe that was the same gift that every other person got. But one of those people managed theirs. They were able to manage the gift that they received. And after the end of the whole thing, the master came back and one got one got a quite a number of that gift, right? One get a certain amount of the gift, and the master took from the other lesser ones and added to that one, and it became 10, right? So you might be asking, can I have multiple gifts and succeed? You can have. Some have one, some have two, some have three, some have four, some have five, some have six, some have seven, some have eight, some have nine, some have 10, some have 20, some have 30 gifts, right? All of those things is because God gave it to you. Someone told me one time that he cannot do all of this gift. And I'm of the opinion that, yes, of course, you can, obviously, you can absolutely, fulfill or use all of this gift, because you are not the one that gave yourself the gift. So who now gives you the right to choose the one you like and leave the other ones? That is always a purpose. There is always a purpose why God gave that gift. He gave it to you because he wants you to use them. He wants you to understand the gift that you have. He wants you to know that there is a purpose for every gift. There is a purpose for every gift. And when the need arises, you can actually succeed. If you know the business aspect of gift, if you know how to manage a gift, then you can actually succeed with multiple gifts. Someone will say, jack of all trade, master of none. You can actually master all the gifts that you have been given. It is just that some don't know how to manage them. Some of us don't know how to arrange our gifts. It is all, at the end of the day, it is all about organization. You should you should be able to organize your gift. The organization, I told us sometime in one of my videos, I said that you as a person, you are an organization. You are an organization. Organization is not a building. Likewise, church is not a building. Church is you and I. So is organization. Organization is you and I. So you, as a business, you are the business. You are the person. You are the face of whatever gift that God has given to you. So multiple gifts can succeed. Multiple gifts can be excellent enough to succeed in the areas that God has put it. So it is all about word difference. There are difference in administration. There are difference in administration, but one Lord and one Father of all. So God gives us the gift. He runs the operations, and the Holy Spirit helps us to fulfill those things. Yeah. So can I have multiple gifts and succeed? Yes. Margaret is saying yes, you can have multiple gifts and succeed. I stand with the opinion that you can have multiple gifts and succeed because God is the one that gave those gifts to you. He is no fool to give you such a gift. So we shouldn't, you know, make God look like he didn't know what he's doing when he was making you and putting those gifts inside of you. I hope that helps someone today. The third question is, Margaret, how do I stay consistent? How do I stay consistent? So I'm going to tell you, how do I stay consistent? You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan. If you don't know how to write, please learn how to take notes. Learn how to document. You should build on these things. How do I stay consistent? Because without consistency, you cannot actually succeed, both offline and online. Consistency is the baseline to succeeding in anything you do. Consistency. The word itself is consistent. Creation itself is consistent. Nature itself is consistent. God Himself is consistent. You are still breathing today after 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, you are still breathing. That alone is consistency. Your eyes are still intact, they are still maintaining the light that comes out of it to see. That is consistency. You are speaking, you can talk because that is what consistency. If you don't talk, that means there is something wrong with your oral tree. There's something wrong with you being able to talk. So if you can hear, that means there is consistency. So you see that these little things that we don't even pay attention to are all consistent. They are all consistent in what God has made them to be, because creation is consistent. The birds can sing, the lion roars, and the goat bleats. Yeah, you know. So consistency is all around you. How do I stay? So you can actually stay consistent. Your life is consistent. Your mouth is consistent. Your lips is consistent. The tongue is consistent. The teeth is consistent. The gums, everything that God made is actually built and automated for consistency. So you can be disciplined to be consistent. If you have a right mindset of consistency, you knowing that nothing can be sustained on earth without consistency. You are monetized today on social media, or your business operations and revenue operations is being sustained by consistency. How you make sales in your business is meant to be wired for consistency. You should always make sales every day. That is consistency. So having the right mindset in doing the things that need to be done, the tasks that needs to be done. If you can do those things, that means you can be consistent. If you can wake up every morning and do the stuff that you need to do, that is you building on consistency. If you can write the number of chapters a day you say you want to write, that is you being able to build consistency. Yes, so that is basically that you can stay consistent if you train your mind to it, right? So the fourth question here is, how do I start building my personal brand? How do I start building my personal brand? It all starts from you. It all begins from you. How you start to build your personal brand is you knowing yourself, knowing what your calling is, knowing what you were called to. Because your personal brand is built on confidence, and this confidence is also gained when you are consistently repeating what you stand for. You must have your non-negotiables. You must have what you stand for. Building your brand is building yourself. Who are you? Who are you? And what are you doing? And why are you doing it? Who are the people that should listen to you? That is what I call your calling card. Who are those people? We try to be everywhere. We try to be everywhere, and we think that we cannot hold ourselves, like we cannot be able to focus. No, you can actually focus. Focus is a discipline. Focus, I'm learning that focus is a discipline. How you build your personal brand is how you focus. You must focus on the people that God has called you to. Who are those people? That is the first thing you should look out for. Who are the people that God have called you to? Who are the people you are speaking to? Are you speaking to plus size women for training? Are you a trainer that want to focus on plus size women? And this thing is that you can't actually build your personal brand when you don't learn these basics. Like for myself, I'm talking to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, and workers, right? Entirely workers. So I know my people. I know my people, and my people know me. So who are your people? Are your people, you know, stay at home moms? Are your people plus size women who want to work on their size? You know, are there are you talking about diet? Are you talking about diabetes? Are you talking about things that will things that will help people eat healthy meals? So who are the people? Are you speaking to market women? Who are the people? Who are your target audience? Who are the people you are speaking to? Because you're not going to start your building your personal brand without talking to the right people, without finalizing, without deciding on the people that should listen to you. So if you handle this part, that means your voice won't be thrown into thin air. You know that there are people that would understand the language when you speak it. So how do I start building my personal brand? You start building your personal brand when you have found your calling, when you know what you stand for and who you are speaking to. Then you can start your personal brand, and you know what you are actually talking about. You should know what you are talking about before you do, right? So that is how to start building your personal brand. Then the fifth question here is, what is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make? What is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make? The biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is that they don't focus on is not focusing on on product development or business development, right? The biggest mistake is not focusing on business development. Instead, we should focus instead of focusing on business development, entrepreneurs focus on going viral, right? When they've not actually built the back end. So one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is not having a back end operations in their business, is not having a back end in their business. Back end talks about workflow automation, talking about project management, talking about content strategy, distribution, because it's if you go viral, what have you put in place? What are the systems? Yes, what are the right systems? What right systems have you put in place that can actually house the people that your fishing has brought? So that is one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make. So at early stage, we should start building the back end before we try to build the front end. The sixth question here is, I rather how do I how do I stop procrastinating? How do I stop procrastinating? Someone is asking Margaret, how do I stop procrastinating? How you stop procrastinating is how you become decisive. If you work on your decisions, then you stop procrastination. Have an implementation plan. And for me, I always go for the difficult ones. I stop procrastinating because I found out that it is not helpful and it is not healthy for my business and for my content. So what did I do? I mapped out an execution and implementation calendar where I put down everything that I ought to do for the day, for the week, for the month. And I usually start from the difficult task. I usually start from the difficult task and I start implementing. So that is basically what that is basically what I do to help me stay consistent without procrastinating. I hope this helped. So if this has helped you so far, if this conversation has helped you so far, please share with one entrepreneur and like the video and also subscribe to Margaret Asah TV on YouTube channel. Yes, so my name is Look for Margaret, and this is a community where we help people find their calling, build sustainable businesses, and scale enduring enterprises. I want to leave you with this word: never stop building, keep holding up as we start creating resources that would help you implement all we have been teaching, all of those teachings as we start creating content. So do well to follow Margaret Asah. Do well to follow Margaret Asah. Follow me and to be updated on on these resources as they come up, right? So we create resources like templates and guides that would help you move to the next phase where you ought to be. So as we end this live broadcast, I want to say I love you and keep building. Take care.